Hey everyone, welcome back. JavaMentor.net here. In today's video, let's learn about Postman. Postman is first of all a tool that you need to install on your desktop PC, so you can download Postman, install it, next, finish. Very simple. I hope you won't have a problem with that. So when you open the Postman, it looks something like this. And first of all, we want to click here plus, or you need actually to create a new collection. If you don't use the same version of the Postman, maybe this button is not exactly on this place, but basically you want to create a new collection of our collection, and we want to create add request there. And now what? Let's say that we want to get all sold pets through our Postman. So it's get method, this is the URL, right? Okay, so get method, you can choose methods here, URL is going here, and the last thing is that we want header, right? So we want accept and this value, so headers are here, value is application JSON, and key is accept, right? Okay, that's it. Hit send, and here is our response. So basically we did through this Postman the same thing that we did here through the Swagger. And we can call any endpoint in that fashion. Let's try one more. Let's try this one. Okay, we need first ID of one of the pets and try it out. And this is the URL, right? Okay. And we need to hit send. That's the response. Now everything that is related to HTTP, like setting headers, request params, request body, response body, everything is present here in this Postman. I won't show you every button, but it's very intuitive. So headers, body, authorization, here you can put some token, but you can do the same thing through the headers, and so on and so on. If you want to hit another endpoint, add request here, so you have two requests here, and so on and so on. You might wonder, well, what is the difference between this Postman and Swagger that we just looked at? Those seems very similar, and they are very similar. There are many differences, but for the beginning I'll just tell you two basic differences. Those are not main differences, but basic differences. And that's, first of all, not every endpoint needs to be documented. So maybe some endpoints won't have Swagger. So you will be forced to use Postman to call that endpoint because Swagger is not available. And the second difference is, for example, if I'm the developer and I want to save this exact request with this ID, I won't be able to do that in Swagger, because every time I open this Swagger, it will reset my request params. And I maybe really want to hit that get endpoint with that ID, that specific ID, because I noticed that bug is present for that particular ID. On the other hand, here in the Postman, this ID is saved, or any other, okay, this is part of the URL, pet param, but any other, let's say status equals sold or something like that, that will be saved. So every next time when I want to invoke endpoint with these parameters, I just hit send. Those are two basic differences, but I would advise you, if you want to invoke some endpoints, try with either Postman or Swagger what's easier for you, and you will figure out on your own what are the limitations of Swagger and Postman. Just last two very common things in here in Postman. So if you're trying to hit some endpoint, send, and for example you're getting a bug and you want to send that to another developer so he can try on his machine, what you can do is, of course, you can tell him this is the URL, pick get here, put this header, put this status, but easier way is to click here on the right side, code, and then you get this curl command. You can copy paste this and you can send that to him so he can try much easier instead of telling him 15 headers that he needs to pass. Also, another thing is if you want to export all requests from your collection, so let's say that you have 15 requests, one for this endpoint, then another for some put and blah blah blah, you can right click and export, and then you can give this JSON file again to your colleague so he can import those requests into his Postman. And you can see here content of this JSON is basically, what is the URL, what is the method, what is the header, and so on and so on. If you want to import collection, you can click here import, and then you can find your JSON file, click upload, OK, and that's it basically. In the next video, let's learn about one very fundamental principle in programming, not only in Java, and that is a single responsibility principle. See you in the next video.